the ancient period of Nepal. There are no reliable written documents on the history of ancient Nepal. There had been the rise and fall of different dynasties all the time. The mode of administration, way of life, culture, and civilization kept on changing from time to time. However, there are varieties of historical monuments, coins, temples, images of gods and goddesses, works of art, inscription, etc., which throw light on our past. According to Hindu belief, the history of the development of Nepalese civilization and culture can be tracked back to the Age of Truth. King Manu, who is said to be the mystical ruler of the world, ruled Nepal in the Age of Truth or Satya Yuga. And Nepal was known as the land of truth or Satyavati. The kings of the Solar dynasty ruled Nepal in the Age of Truth. They contributed much to the development of Nepalese civilization and culture. The fact that we still follow the solar calendar in celebrating festivals and ceremonies testifies to the rule of the Solar dynasty kings in our country. Nepal was called the land of solitary meditation and penance, Tapovan in the Silver Age or Treta Yuga. Similarly, Nepal was known as the ladder of salvation or Mukti Sopan in the Copper Age or Dwapar Yuga. Presently, it is known as Nepal in the Iron Age, that is the present age of science and technology or Kali Yuga. Nepal, full of great forests, was the chosen place for sages like Kanva, Vishwamitra, Agastya, Valmiki, Yajnavalkya and many others. Dushyanta, king of Hastinapur in India and ancestors of the Kuru dynasty of India, married Sakuntala, the adopted daughter of Kanva Rishi. There are several references in the religious books of Hindus about Nepal. Janak, the king of Janakpur, was known widely for the administration of justice. The marriage of Sita, the daughter of King Janak of Janakpur, with Prince Ram of Ayodhya helped to exchange the culture of Nepal with India. Some people believe that the Ramayana was composed at the bank of Saptagandaki in Nepal. Vedvyasa, traditional author of the Mahabharata and the author of 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Ayurveda, Samveda, Arthaveda, was born in the Mauli, Tanahau district of Nepal as the son of Satyavati and Parsara Rishi. The Vyas cave at Damauli, Vyasnagar, signifies this belief. Vedvyasa scripted Vedas in Sanskrit language in order to allow people understand the divine knowledge. It is the holiest and oldest book ever made by mankind. The festival of Guru Purnima is dedicated to him. Valmiki Ashram is a Hindu Valmiki temple situated in Chitwan district of Nepal inside Chitwan National Park. According to Hindu mythology, it is the place where Rishi Valmiki lived and wrote the Hindu epic Ramayana. It is believed that Sita, consort of Lord Rama, came here to stay during pregnancy, and it was the place where Lava and Kush were born. Similarly, Biratnagar is believed to be a part of the kingdom of Virata mentioned in the Hindu epic Mahabharata. In ancient times, Kathmandu Valley consisted of a big lake. It was called Nagakaha, Lake of Serpents, as it was the habitat of Nagas, that is serpents. The lake was surrounded by hills on all sides and there was nothing but water in it. In ancient times, a sage called Bipaswi Buddha settled on Nagarjun Hill in the northwest corner of Nagdaha. On the full moon day of Chaitra, Bipaswi Buddha sowed a lotus seed in the middle of the lake through divine inspiration. After 6 months, on the full moon day of Aswin, a lotus flower grew out of the seed and the image of Swayambhu appeared there throwing bright rays of light. Later on, Bipaswi Buddha came with his disciples and settled on Fulchoki Hill. He worshipped Lord Swayambhu and taught his disciple how to drain out the water of the lake and went back. It is mentioned in Swayambhu Puran that Manjushri came from China to worship the glowing flame of Lord Swayambhu. From the top of Mandapgiri, present-day Nagarkot, Manjushri saw the flames constantly emanating from Swayambhu. Then Manjushri thought to drain out the water of Nagdaha. Placing his two Shaktis or powers, Mokhyada on Fulchoki and Barada on Katwaldaha, Manjushri cut down the hills between them with his sword and let the water go out of it. A beautiful valley with good soil appeared and Manjushri asked his disciples to settle there. Then Manjushri worshipped Swayambhu and Guheshwari. Manjushri made Dharmakar, one of his disciples, the king of the valley. Manjushri also founded a beautiful city and named it Manjupatan, which was located midway between Swayambhu and Guheshwari, near what is today the Kathmandu airport. Then, leaving his disciples, Manjushri went back. It was also during this era that Krakuchanda Buddha, Kanakmuni Buddha, and Kashyapa Buddha visited the Kathmandu valley to worship Swayambhu and Guheshwari. Buddha Krakuchanda lived in the forest near Guheshwari along with his disciples. The forest was a beautiful place to live in. It was called Mrigasthali as the gods and goddesses visited this place in the form of a deer to see Lord Swayambhu and Guheshwari. It was also called Slash Mantak Forest, which lies present day near the Pasupati temple. It is said Lord Shiva used to wander around this forest in the guise of a Kirat. A stone image of Lord Shiva is still found here, which is known as Kirateswar. After seeing lackage of water in the valley, Krakuchanda Buddha prayed goddess Guheshwari. The goddess listened to his prayer and generated the river Bagmati from the north of Sivapuri hill. This place is now called Bagdwar, the source of Bagmati river. Since King Dharmakar, appointed by Manjushri, was childless, after his death, a man named Dharmapala, one of the disciples of Buddha Krakuchanda, became king of Nepal Valley. After him, a king named Sudhanva, the descendants of Dharmapala, ruled this place, who established a city named Sankashya at the bank river of Ichumati. Sudhanva had originally requested for the hands of Sita along with many other kings around the time when Sita was of marriageable age. When King Janak, king of Mithila, denied him and all the kings who were not able to lift the Dhanus, they all got together and attacked Mithila. It is in this battle that Janak kills Sudhanva and gives Sudhanva kingdoms to his brother Kushadwaja. That's how Kushadwaja came to reign in Nepal. King Kushadwaja had his capital in around present-day Rajbiraj, Nepal. Kushadwaja's two daughters, Mandavi and Sritakriti, were married to Ram's younger brothers Bharata and Shatrughan respectively. Kushadwaja's descendants ruled over Nepal for many centuries. The last king of Kirat Dynasty died childless. Aware that Kali Yuga, the dark age, was drawing near, Kanakmuni Buddha, born in Suvavati, present-day Niglihawa and Western Terai of Nepal, sent Prachandra Deva, king of Gaur, Bengal, to cover the flaming image of Swayambhu, since only such an act would preserve it from the gaze of sin-ridden world. So, Prachandra Deva built a stupa encasing the sacred flame of Swayambhu. Basupur, Agnipur, Bayupur, Nagpur, and Santipur, all shrines dedicated to different elements of nature as earth, fire, air, water, etc., which stand even to this day in the precinct of Swayambhu, are said to be built by Prachandra Deva. Prachandra Dev's son, Sakti Dev, came from Gaud and made one of his relatives, Gunakama Dev, the king of Nepal. Gunakama Deva is said to have founded the city of Kantipur, present-day Kathmandu. According to folklore, Gunakama Deva dreamt of being asked to found a city by Lakshmi or Kanti. So the city was formed in her name, Kantipur. Gunakama Deva is believed to have commissioned the construction of a big wooden shelter built from the wood of a single tree called Kastamandapa. The name of the capital, Kathmandu, is derived from Kastamandap. Gunakama Deva founded the town Kantipur, modern-day Kathmandu. The tradition of Indra Jatra is believed to have started during his reign. According to Nepal Sambat, the city is believed to have been founded on the auspicious date of Yene Puni or Indra Jatra, with the founding stone laid by Gunakama Dev at Marutol, which is still present. In order to appease relation between the citizens of Yembu and Yengal, the king is believed to have started a festival where the Mahispal Lake dance of Kon Yangal and Pulukisi dance of Yembu, Thane were performed together along the main route of the newly formed city connecting the two settlements, now called Gunakama Deva Marga. The festival is still celebrated as Yene or Indra Jatra, but the main focus of the festival has shifted to Indra and Kumari over a long period of time. Temples to the north of Temple of Pasupatinath were renovated during the period of Gunakama Dev. The last ruler of the dynasty of Gunakama Dev was Singh Ketu. During his reign, Nepal improved in many fields, especially in business, which spread up to Singhal Dip, present-day Sri Lanka. During Singh Ketu's rule, Nepal was quite developed in all aspects. Nepal had trade relations with India, Tibet, and Sri Lanka. The fall of Gunakama's dynasty saw a succession of rulers from the province of India, such as Bengal, and even from as far as Madras ruled Kathmandu. The most renowned was Dharmadatta. Dharmadatta came from South India and brought the four castes of Hindus, that is, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, and Sudra. Bauddhanath may have been built by Dharmadatta's second successor. As a result of earthquake, the temple of Pasupatinath toppled down and debris had covered the flaming image. Then Dhanasur, a demon, again filled the valley with water. So Lord Krishna came to Nepal, killed Dhanasur, and married his daughter. Lord Krishna also drank out the water through the gorge of Choba. A large number of cowherds had come along with Lord Krishna and they settled in Nepal. Ne Muni, who according to a legend is considered to be a patron saint of Nepal, used to perform religious ceremonies at Teku, the confluence of the Bagmati and Bisnumati rivers. He selected a pious cowherd, Buktaman, to be the first king in the line of Gopal Dynasty. The Kupal Dynasty ruled for 621 years. Yakshagupta was the last king of this dynasty. In the course of time, disputes arose and this dynasty was replaced by Ahirs or Abirs. Ahir were a race of buffalo herds came from India. In Sanskrit, buffalo is called Mahis. So they started to be called Mahispal. Both animal husbandry and agriculture were the main occupation of the people in this period. Three kings of Mahispal dynasty ruled over Nepal for 111 years. They were Bada Singh, Jaimati Singh, and Bhuvan Singh. Bhuvan Singh was defeated by Yalambar, the chief of the Kiratas, who invaded Nepal from the east and became the first Kirat king of Nepal. The Kiratis were a tribal hill people who came from the east. The Ramayana mentioned them as being dwellers of the northeastern Himalayan region. The Kurati invasion of the Kathmandu Valley occurred sometime around 700 BC. During Kirat Dynasty, 39 kings ruled Nepal for around 1225 years, around 800 BC to 380. The population of the valley, now known as Kathmandu Valley, increased as time passed by. People from different places came and settled here. Thank you.